coming from Long Island, New York. It is the Big H. Yep, still rolling home. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyway, I'm still on home time. Had a little minor setback. My car goes in the shop for 2.5, 3 days. I had a scheduled doctor's appointment, and I had to reschedule it, and he's only in the office Mondays and Tuesdays. So I had to reach out to my fleet manager today because I was supposed to be going back. I was supposed to be back on the tour tomorrow. I had set it for the 27th. But again, due to delays, I had to reschedule my doctor's appointment, and I need and must see my doctor every time I come back from the road. Nothing, it's not life-threatening or anything like that. I do have, and I'll share this publicly, I do have a condition where my body makes too much blood. I don't know the medical term of it, but so and it's a good thing because I can donate my blood. And my blood's really good, clean, so on and so forth. So every 6-8 weeks, I get rid of a pint of blood. And that's why it's a necessity for me to go to the doctor when I get home. I can go 3 months, but that's stretching it. You know, when you have thick blood, if anybody's got thick blood, it's you're more subject to having a heart attack or a stroke than those who do not. And again, this is something that's been going on pretty much all my life. And I'm a healthy 56-year-old man. So all is well. I got a call from Prime today regarding the truck, the new truck that I put an order in for. And basically, she called me and said there's no lease purchase program. I was hoping to maybe skip through the line and get lucky. Note not to be. She was wondering if I wanted to order one now and cut the lease I'm presently in short. And I'm like, well, if the money rolls over, then yeah, I'll do that. Unfortunately, the money does not roll over. So if I were to jump into another truck before my lease ended, my tire fund and end of lease completion bonus would be null and void. So that's not going to happen. I asked about purchasing the truck. She had no idea. I would have to get in touch with Success Leasing and see if my truck would qualify for that. But again, I am not going to pay double for my truck. So, especially with all the stuff that's been happening, I certainly would not want to be driving that truck without a warranty. I did run into, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this dude. His name is SoCal Trucker, SoCal, S-O-C-A-L Trucker. Ran across him on YouTube. And ironically, he was making phone calls, and this guy does lives for about 5 hours. And he was making phone calls to different carriers to talk about their lease purchase program or lease program. And just like Prime, everyone he's called, I'm not going to mention the names. If you're interested, you can absolutely watch the video. But every company that he called that had supposedly a lease purchase program like Prime has cut it short. And the question will be, and maybe this is going to be the title, will Prime ever get back the lease purchase program? Will it ever come back? Not only Prime, but others. And I would say it will, but these rates are got to stop going through the roof per mile. I mean, God bless the people who are out there, including myself, I'm part of it, that are getting these enormous dollars per mile because of the shipping mess that's going on and barren shelves. Like, I went into my local CVS and I've never seen shelves that are that sparse, that empty. Never. So it's kind of disheartening to see that. And what's causing it? Is it the lack of product coming in? Is it the lack of drivers that are willing to deliver the medicine? And there it is. There's a prime time trailer. It's one of the first time. Rarely do you see one on Long Island, but there she is right in front of us. So, you know, it's a worrisome thing, but because the rates are so high right now, everybody's jumping in on getting a truck. And one guy was saying that they're selling their 2000 inventory or 2017 inventory, because the truck that we used to sell for 40 to 50,000 is now going for over 100,000, and they're coming out of the woodwork with cash to buy trucks. So that tells me that there's no such thing as a driver shortage, guys. You're hearing the propaganda from the news media. It's not a driver shortage, because like I've said in other videos, you can find me a truck stop at 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night that is not packed to the rafters. So it's not a truck shortage. It's definitely on the shipping end of it. And so when you're getting $4, $5, $6 a mile, everybody kind of gets, you know, it's the hot new thing. Let's go buy a truck and let's go make millions of dollars. You know, that's the way people think. They rush to the new hot fad and craze. So until that calms down, and the rates get pulled out from underneath their feet, and it's eventually going to happen. When is it going to happen? Your guess is as good as mine. It could last another week. It could last years. But eventually, the rug will be pulled out. And in that time, when that does happen, there'll be a hell of a lot more trucks available, and the manufacturers can keep up. The problem is with the manufacturers is that they can't keep up with the demand. So, fact, Prime gets 2,600 Freightliners every year. They're down to, they're only allocated 1,900 a year. Peterbilts, 300 Peterbilts, down to 150. So less trucks are going to the carriers. You went to order a truck today, from Freightliner, Peterbilt, you name it, you're going to wait 2 years. That is the waiting list. 2 years to get yourself a truck. Absolutely horrendous. So that's the reason why, and again, I'm assuming, but that's the reason why these companies have stopped doing lease purchase programs, because they need the trucks for their own fleet. Which kind of sucks, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but now I really certainly do regret being a little picky and finicky about when I was going to take delivery of my truck, or the truck. And I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't want the truck in December. I wanted it in this prime time. I wanted it in friggin' I wanted it in the springtime, and because of that apprehension, I'm screwed. So I have to wait on the sidelines patiently and hope that this issue is resolved before next August, when my 3-year lease is up. So that's what's going on here. So again, everything is so out of whack, It's crazy. I mean, people are buying trucks with 400,000 miles plus for over $100,000. That's insane. Insane, folks. So, as I said, until further notice, no company out there has got a lease purchase program. I did ask the gal when she called, I go, is there a time frame on when you're seeing the program coming back? And of course the answer was no idea. Probably not going to happen in this calendar year. So, what are we going to do? I'm certainly not going to go and, like I said, spend another $100,000 on a truck that has some underlying issues, especially a new truck. So, I kind of shot myself in the foot, folks. Big H messed up. So with that being said, I just wanted to relay the message. And yeah, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys that my home time, I put it out to the 2nd of February. So a week from today, I'll be back in the truck. Made the schedule the doctor's appointment next Tuesday. And that's it. Looking forward to getting back on the road and having another great 6 weeks out on the road. And no, my car was not fixed. The mechanic, for some reason, said he doesn't have the proper tool to do the job that he needs. And, I kind of mentioned to him, what are you doing in business if you don't have the right tool? Well, it's not often I get these kind of jobs. Like, yeah, but you know what? You're a mechanic. You should be able to fix any car. Now you can't. So that's a setback for me. My car's still leaking oil. 2.5 days in the shop, and I guess maybe at some point he didn't have the skill set. That's what I'm thinking, to tackle the job. Because Audis are complicated. Even though he specializes in BMWs and Audis and Porsches, apparently not in the car that I've got. So that kind of sucks. So I talked to one of my good buddies who usually works on my car. He's been a little under the weather, so to speak. He's had some underlying health issues, and things are moving in the right direction. And he said, just, you know what, I'll send you a list of the parts that you need, because he knows exactly what's going on with the car. And when you get back, the weather warms up, we'll tackle it. So I don't want to get rid of the car, because I looked last night for used Audis, pre-owned Audis, and BMWs, whatever. I'm a German fan. There's really nothing to be had. Nothing. So even the used car market is absolutely decimated. So it seems like everything is decimated. And this is my New York traffic, folks. By the way, this is New York traffic for you every day. I used to commute in this back and forth to the city. Why not take the train? Well, because the location where I used to work for 5 years was, I used to have to take the train, the subway, then jump in a taxi and go nine blocks. So it was a lot easier to drive in. Actually became a lot cheaper too. That's it. I said what I had to say. I'm going to be home till next Wednesday. If you're thinking about coming to Prime, now is a great opportunity, because I have a feeling at some point, with what's going on with the amount of trucks they're getting in, they're going to have to cease, and this goes for all companies, I believe. They're going to have to cease how many people they bring through the door. They're going to have to, because I hear the wait times are very long. I've heard as much as 2 months. So if anybody can verify that, that'd be terrific. But I hear it's a long time, and there's no way Prime's going to continue to keep 20, 30 people at home, paying them, waiting on a truck. So if you're looking to come into the trucking industry and get your CDL through a mega carrier, I would say stop wasting time and overcome your fear. The money is, right now, it's fantastic. It's never been better. Remember, Prime hauls food. Primarily, 95% of our loads are refrigerated. It's one thing that will never slow down is food. You talk about consumer goods and other stuff, yes, that can take a hit during an economic slowdown. And I have a feeling we're right about there. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen, but eventually people are not going to have the money due to inflation and salaries not going up to buy TVs and bedroom sets, etc., etc., etc. It's going to slow down. And when that happens, then maybe there'll be some more trucks available. But food is where it's at, folks. So why don't you come to Prime, get your license, get trained properly, get your feet wet, and then you can use Prime as a starter company, or you can build a fleet. It's not a bad gig, folks. It's not a bad gig. All right. With that being said, stay safe, make great decisions, and stay warm.